Okay, so now it is time for Disney's Hollywood Studios, which means that today, hopefully if the crowds aren't too unbearable, we'll be able to experience the brand new Toy Story Land. So you know, that's exciting. Now, unless I'm mistaken, this right here looks like construction for the Skyliner gondola system that's going to be going up in a couple of years.
Can be a panic with just a good-looking pan.
And because of said, presumably Skyway construction, we are having to go down Work Wall Lane here in order to get to the park. Okay, so I just noticed Disney's Hollywood Studios appears to have its own flag amongst the American and Floridian flags up here. I think all the other parks had that and I just didn't notice. Or is Hollywood just special somehow?
Go out and try your luck.
And we are now officially in Disney's Hollywood Studios, where the new Toy Story Land just opened. In fact, our first order of business is to make a beeline for the new and very prominently advertised Toy Story Land, because our first Fast Pass for the day is Toy Story Midway Mania, which had its entrance relocated to that land. So we get to experience the new stuff first.
And they're also taking home trophies as well. Officially, 14 gold-plated trophies. Morning show, listening at home on KPUC Radio. Thank you so much, folks. It's nice to have met the fans out there, the people that really make us citizens. And we are the citizens.
And the Great Movie Ride is closed, and Mickey and Minnie Runaway Railway is not there yet. So the Chinese theater is blocked off by work walls at the moment. It's very sad. You know, of all the things I thought I'd see in Disney World, a giant Woody wasn't one of them. And from that day forward, every time a bunch of animals are together in one place, it's called a zoo. Man, I hated high school band. Well, it looks like Tim Allen is taking a break from his horrible sitcom. And we've got the spinny thing over here. It's basically Mater's Junkyard Jamboree. But of more important note, that is Galaxy's Edge construction over there. So our plan for Hollywood Studios today is to finish what we want to do during the day so we don't have to come back at night. Which is kind of a shame because I've kind of enjoyed closing out these parks. Maybe Hollywood Studios will be more worth it once Galaxy's Edge opens. But for now, it's time to experience Toy Story Midway Mania, except we enter from the opposite side this time. Alright, so that was Toy Story Midway Mania, and I hate to say it, again, this is going to be another one of those, but I think the new queue is kind of a disservice to the ride. Because, like, in the old queue, the conceit was that Andy had bought this Midway game set and set it up under his bed, and the toys took over. But here, it seems that the Midway games are themed after Toy Story specifically, which, thinking about that in an in-universe sense, is kind of a paradox, considering that, you know, Toy Story branded products can't really exist within Toy Story. And I don't know if the under the bed conceit was California exclusive or not, but here the games just kind of go into Andy's wall, and it's like, did he find like a mouse hole or something? Now, it doesn't diminish from the entire ride experience. The ride was still great, but like, for us theming aficionados, it's kind of a disservice. I don't mean to sound like a theming is love, theming is life fanboy. I still enjoyed the ride. It's just, I would have liked those nice little tidbits of consistency, you know? But on the bright side, we did get this visual pun of the security camera being a Green Army Man watchtower. So while we're waiting for our Star Tours Fast Pass, and since it's right here, we are going to go ahead and check out the brand new Slinky Dog Dash roller coaster. So see you then. Alright, so we just got off of Slinky Dog Dash, and man, that was fun. If you're looking for a fun family coaster on this side of Hollywood Studios, I definitely recommend it. Can be a little intense, but you know, it's just intense enough to be fun without having to be scary, which I think perfectly fits Toy Story Land. So anyway, now that we're done with that, it is time to say farewell to Toy Story Land, as we've got a fast pass for Star Tours that we need to get to. So, see you in a galaxy far, far away. Well, no reason to see that. Well, the Chinese theater may not have anything in it, but like any good movie theater, it does have a poster of what's going to be in it next. Well, I guess they wanted to find some place to put the Sorcerer Mickey meet and greet after the Magic of Disney Animation closed. So we got a pretty menacing AT-AT walker right here. Just going through the... Oh, wait a minute, what's this? The illusion is ruined forever. Rides. Where we're going, they don't have that many rides. Okay, so we just got off of Star Tours. For the ride segments, we got Kylo Ren, Jakku, I think it's called, Poe Dameron, and Crate. So it was all stuff from the new trilogy. And at the end, it took us to this planet called Batuu, which is, of course, where Star Wars Galaxy's Edge is going to take place when it opens. It's just really cool. It's a really cool ride, as it's always been. I do have a bit of sentiment towards the old Star Tours, because I rode it on my first trip to Disney World, and it was at that moment that I decided, you know what, maybe all this Star Wars stuff isn't so lame after all. And that's how I eventually became the geek that I am today. That having been said, I am glad we have the new Star Tours, but I won't go into too much detail because Dave already has in his video about Hollywood Studios.
I believe it has begun. Students, prepare to face your trial. Prepare to face your fears. Prepare to face...
Join me, or face the power of the dark side.
All right, kids. Many of us, and only one of him. I believe the balance has shifted.
There is no balance, Jedi.
So now we've got a bit of lag time until our next Fast Pass, so we're just going to check out some of the other stuff here. Starting off by eating in a restaurant we've never eaten in before, the Sci-Fi Dine-In Theater.
Where's your menu?
Okay, so it started raining as soon as we got out of Sci-Fi Dine-In, And apparently we did not plan ahead enough to allow for the possibility of rain in Florida. So we kind of got stuck in Commissary Lane for a while, but it's starting to clear up. We were going to go see Muppet Vision, but since we waited so long, we're going to have to forego those plans for now and instead head on over to our final Fast Pass of the day, the Twilight Zone Tower of Terror. And there it is, ladies and gents, looming ever so ominously over Sunset Boulevard. Up there on that billboard is an advertisement for Paradise Pier, obviously in reference to the DCA area that is no longer there. How long before they change that to Pixar? Yeah, we don't do upside down coasters, so nope. Well, this may be my last known recording before my trek into the Twilight Zone. Wish me luck, Internet. Whew. Yeah. So this is just like Everest. I'm shaking all over again. Yeah. The Twilight Zone Tower of Terror is still one of the best thrill rides in existence. That is my review. I don't think anything else needs to be said, because everything's already been said about this ride. It's just still really good, you know? I mean, like, I'm not terrified of it anymore like I used to be, but I'm still having trouble keeping the camera steady. Is that a good review? Yeah, I think that's a good review. Yeah. So, now that we've done all our fast passes for the day, which is basically everything worth doing at Hollywood Studios, until Galaxy's Edge opens, of course, now our goal is to hit up all of the smaller stuff before we leave for the day and relax at the hotel. Yeah, because that movie certainly did well. We are now heading inside of Star Wars Launch Bay, which used to be the magic of Disney animation, to see if we can meet some of the characters in here. Yep, words on the floor. They're coming for me. Don't let them know I'm here. So, before we exit the park for the day, we are going to go through Walt Disney One Man's Dream, which we have never done before up to this point. And supposedly there's going to be some new stuff in there detailing some upcoming attractions at the Disney parks. So that'll be interesting for those who don't really care much about the history of this company. You fool, that'll never work. Tomorrow, my friend. Man, Bendy and the Ink Machine is even lamer than I thought. I don't even have any snarky comments. This is just brilliant. Wrong coast. I will not rip off Dave and Charlie and sing Skipper Dan. No, really, I'm not. Yet. Well, how long before they turn this into Pixar? Now that's more like it. Oh, I see. So the castle, the hotel, and the ball get models, but the tree only gets a picture of the model. And here we have the concept model for Star Wars Galaxy's Edge. This is going to be amazing. It's a small world after all rhymes with it's a small world after all. We're geniuses. Yeah, yeah. And for the next line, how about it's a small world after all? That's literally the stupidest idea I've ever heard in my life. How dare you call yourself a person? So now that we are out of Walt Disney One Man's Dream, or Walt Disney Presents, I guess it's called, we shall be leaving Disney's Hollywood Studios officially. But we've got one more stop to make before we leave, but we'll have to detail that when we review our haul for the day. So stay tuned for that. Man, don't you just hate it when your vacation gets interrupted by a military parade?
Eyes and ears on me.
Well, fare thee well, Hollywood Studios. Hooray for Hollywood indeed. Hey, so I'm back in the hotel after being in the park, so you know what that means. It's haul time. Yeah, in case you couldn't tell, this was a stop I made. So, what we've got here today is this shirt with all of the parks represented on it. And a big old 2018 in the center, and yeah, I just saw that design and immediately fell in love with it. I'll probably wear it when we're leaving the resort. So yeah, that's gonna do it for Hollywood Studios. I know we didn't close out the park like we usually do, but join me tomorrow when we finish up with the one that started it all, the Magic Kingdom.
And all your friends